Hello ladies and gents, and welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you're having a good day. I'm going to be doing some content that I haven't done for a while, but I always enjoyed, and it seems like you guys did as well, because you've been asking me quite a lot if I'll make videos on Mutiny and Swamp. And I've decided to do videos and first impressions and thoughts on both of them. I'm going to be recording this video first and then Swamp straight afterwards, so if you have seen this one, but not the next map, then by all means go check that out and give me your thoughts and your comments and your rating out of 10 of the maps. I already have done a lot of these in the past, and I come into here with no expectations. I have not been through this map yet. I have no idea what to expect. So you're going to get my very first raw impressions as to what Mutiny is going to be bringing us. First off, I will say the map looks pretty damn nice. I like the idea of it being on this sort of tropical island. The whole pirate ship aspect is something that we don't really have in CS. And so for that reason, it's good not to see more desert plains like Dust 2 or Mirage or a map like that, and to actually get a different overlook of a completely different aesthetic. So I'm totally on board with that. Right, we're going to be heading from the T spawn. So this is T side we're starting on. And I'm going to be looking over on the A side first. So let's have a look through here. Again, still looks really nice. It seems like there's two main ways of attacking the A side. You're going to have a short A, I assume, and a long A. We'll go up on long A first, and we'll work our way back. It does seem like quite a windy road towards the A site. And the A site is very busy, isn't it? There's a lot of angles here, actually. Already noticing that I assume you can get up there from the CTs. It's going to be a long approach in for the T's. This could be quite a rough site to take. Obviously, as ever, once you learn flashes and smokes, it's going to make things a lot easier. In terms of long itself, it's very bare. It's very barren. There's no cover on the approach here. By and large, it's just a winding road. And for that reason, I can see the CTs not really aggressing on this too many times. I think you're looking at angles like this, which should be easily flashed out from the T's. I'd imagine you can line a very, very simple one up, just up and over. Obviously, you're going to be able to get more intricate, better pop flashes into play, but I don't see the CTs hiding in these angles many times. I think this is like something you can do maybe once or twice a half at best. Or if you're noticing they're not taking long control, maybe you can just play like this angle and maybe try and wrap around the back of them and flank them if they're not really respecting this. So let's have a look at short now. Very interesting. Layers of sort of incremental verticality, it would seem. You have like different layers and steps up before you get onto the site itself. I'm noticing here, I assume that you can probably boost a player up and look over here. If you boost somebody up and then jump up on with them on your head, I think you should be able to see over the top of that. At the very least, you'll be able to jump peek it. And the same could be said the other way around. So this is really interesting. You could actually feasibly have both teams go for a boost and just come head to head and blow for blow up there. It could be pretty fun to see. But I do like how simple the approaches to the A site are. You can have the little hide behind this box. I'm not sure how visible you'll be. Maybe you can see a gun barrel sticking out there, but in the heat of the moment, and maybe a flashbang tossed over. This is an angle that can quickly peek you. Additionally, just having a look at the map, it would seem that both teams will get around this area fairly evenly. I think this is an angle where neither team will be able to push too aggressively because of the fact that the other team could be there waiting for them. So that stalemate should factor in with this wall being the divider. I'd imagine this is where it comes down. So actually getting into an angle like this could be quite hard. But maybe one that we'll see played more for later rounds if the T's don't play aggressively, and then the CTs can maybe get the drop on them. The site itself, as I said before, is very busy. My gut reaction is there's too much going on. There's too many angles. There's too many barricades and walls and little cheeky wrap positions. There's a lot of boxes here. There's a lot of towers, and there's a lot of archways and ID holes, and I'm not really a fan of that, to be honest with you. I would almost feel like this site would be tons better if you stripped away a lot of this. Maybe if you just got rid of all of these walls or just kept one of them. So either you keep this middle wall or you keep this tower, but you get rid of the other one. I feel like there's too much cover here for the CTs to play in too many angles. And even if you do break the deadlock from the T's perspective, getting through into the early stages of taking long or short, I think there's too many angles to actually blot out with smokes, flashes, and molotovs to make this easy. And I'm not even talking about up on here, which I assume you can get to. Yeah, absolutely. This is part of the map. So this is this middle sort of to A portion. I assume this is going to wrap around into middle. So you can literally... Oh man, if you have an AWP in this position, especially early on, you can see through all the way onto long. And you can also peek quickly, try and stop a fast A hit. And you could even wrap in towards middle with the AWP as well. So, not even an AWP, just an M4. Like, a good player is going to be able to hold basically 3 angles by themselves. To start off with at least. What is that? Is that a little window? Where does that window go? I don't think it goes anywhere. I think it's just... Let's have a look. Just a tower that leads to pretty much nowhere. Okay, got you. But you can, as you just saw there, probably flash... Oh, that hasn't worked out, but you see what I mean. You can probably flash through there. Oh, you can actually flash over here as well. Oh, I see. So there's a little hole and gap at the wall. There's also these windows you're going to be able to flash outside of into middle. Damn, there's a lot of pop flash potential here and a lot of set play potential. That's really cool. But again, I think too much is going on in A. My gut reaction is this map actually on the A side could be really interesting and really good if it was just simplified a little bit with some of these angles, walls, or boxes being removed. I think also this wall probably needs to go. There's just too many. There's way too many walls here. Or at least bring this wall down to, like, waist height so you can still get headshot if you're approaching back on too late. You get punished for that. But look how much cover there is. Like, you get full cover coming up here from long. So the T's can't see you if they take long control, wrapping your way in and getting up close onto the site. And I'm not sure I like that. So, that's A down. I think A overall, very interesting. Probably just needs a little bit of tweaking. Let's have a look through from A side onto the CT spawn. Again, I really like the way this map looks. Looks really cool. So you can pretty much just run straight through up here onto that ladderway. Or you can go all the way around here towards the long A side onto the site itself. This is also going to be a nightmare, by the way, for retaking. And for very much the shoe being on the other foot, the table's being turned. Now there's so much cover and so many angles for you to get back on the site with and to try and retake. Like, look at how many positions you're going to have to watch out for in retakes. And a lot of these angles are very close-knit, kind of claustrophobic angles. So you're going to be effectively praying to Gaben and hoping for the best. Right, let's go from CT side into middle this time. So at the moment, though, I'm impressed, actually. I think this map looks pretty damn good. So this is middle. I assume this is the only way you can get in. Looks like that's the case. And you jump behind these pews. No, you can't. Okay, can you jump behind this? No. And get up on this box, though. And this is middle. So we did see that pop flash out from, I assume this is the doorway towards A site. And this is middle itself. Again, I don't know about the timings, but it would appear the CTs will get here roughly the same time as the T's will get down toward this area. And with a lot of cover, I could imagine AWPs being very, very solid in these kind of positions and it being quite difficult for the T's to get over this. However, of course, you're looking at flashbangs up and over. I'm sure it wouldn't be too difficult to figure out a smoke that landed like here and force the CTs away with their AWPs or with their weapons. Obviously, they'd have to wide peek you instead. And this looks quite interesting to me. Okay, so that leads through onto the B side of the map. And now we have more archways and ID holes. This indeed is the position I showed before. And this cart down on middle side is going to give the T's a little bit of cover when it comes to looking at top, middle, and also the A connector. Let's go back towards the T side. So this is obviously a T spawn. We saw that before. This middle is quite interesting. Again, there is verticality to it. It gradually just goes upwards. The gradient is up towards the CT's perspective. I could see this being hotly contested, but the downside is, again, it's very, very narrow. It's very close-knit. So you're looking at Molotovs to the backside. If you can bounce it off this, the backside of the wagonway doing significant damage. And forcing the T's out into the open. So, I mean, very much the same could be said the other way around. You fire a good Molotov down here, it's pretty much going to lock off this area. No CT's going to be able to peek it. I do like that you have this side as well. Just makes it a little bit more interesting. Different angles of approach. If the T's don't take mid control, it's going to be harder to flush out the CT's. Additionally, this is going to be a good position for flanking. If you have control of one of the sites and you're waiting for the flanks from the CT's, it's going to be easier to lock it down from these kind of angles, so that's pretty cool. I do like middle, which is pretty nice. So let's go through onto second mid towards B site. And, okay, first off, there's a lot of open area here. It's like an L-bend sort of bottleneck. I don't really like how open this is. I would like to see maybe a box or something put on one of these sides, just to block off these vast open areas. It just seems too open to me. It just doesn't sit right. Maybe if you had barrels on this side so you could have another angle to kind of hide into. Additionally, you can see that if you're coming through second mid and someone primes a good flashbang just up and over like this, it's going to completely destroy anyone that's in second mid. So if you're on this kind of an angle waiting to peek, it's just going to land in your eyes. It's going to burn out your retinas. So I would like to see a bit more cover maybe on this connector. But the B site itself, this is quite closed off. A lot of angles you can hide behind. More boxes as well. This map definitely likes a good box. And close angle to the right. Another little alcove you can hide behind. Ooh, that's interesting. So you have a ruined building. Can you get into there though? Yes, you can. I assume this is into the ruined building. Okay, very interesting. This map is definitely appealing to me. I've got to admit, the more I see it, the more I like. So let's have a look from the T side. Are these the main ways of getting through from T side onto B? It seems that will be the case. So yeah, this is T spawn. So you have two main directions that you can push out when you fork in towards B. You can go up into the ruined building, or you can come all the way around the side. And as I already highlighted, there's a bunch of boxes, a bunch of angles you have to be wary of. But I do like that you have enough close angles here, but enough open space as well to work with on both sides. This is really cool. Now, in terms of that ruined little room that I mentioned before, it does look like this would be super overpowered in like post plants. If you were able to get the bomb down into this sort of an angle, which I assume you can plant on. Yeah, you can plant here easy enough. If you planted this open and then you went and hid in this ruined building, it seems really, really overpowered. But the way the room is actually designed is you're very much a stuck player if you're hiding in this box. And guess what? A Molotov or a smoke in here and you're a goner. Like, you are dead. There's nothing you can really do about it. It covers the entire room. Additionally, playing in this room, as I think it should, is going to make this very much a closed off angle. You can't really smoke from here unless maybe you can bounce a smoke off this beam. Maybe that's something you can do. Not ideal, is it? But at least you can maybe do it. I'm sure someone will figure out smokes and all kinds of stuff from this room. But it does make you fairly locked in. Like, you're pretty much in here for the long haul. You can maybe play it from here in a post plant, which would be more difficult to deal with. But again, a smoke or Molotov is going to stall it for a lot longer. Let's have a look how the approach is looking from the long side of B. So you're going to have to deal with a lot of angles here. So smokes and flashbangs is going to be a big, big help. If you can get a smoke to maybe on this side, allows you to be a bit more aggressive, clearing this angle, but then you have to be wary of middle. You have to be wary of this box. You have to be wary of the site. And also behind this box. Plus, I'm not sure if you jump on this box, you'll be able to see players coming out. So you're gonna have to get 2 or 3 smokes, I'd imagine, for a set play onto B. Otherwise, you're gonna be leaving one stone unturned, which could absolutely destroy you. I assume you can't get up on this roof. But I've got to say here, guys, this is probably the best new map that Valve have put into the game for quite a while, for my money. And I don't think too much would have to change for this map for it to be a very interesting competitive map. Now, I'm not saying it should be put into the pool anytime soon. I think A has a few issues on it that need to be tweaked. A lot of the mess that's going on there. It's too overcomplicated. There's too much going on. I'll just go back there again while I'm talking about it. There's a lot going on this A side. It looks really nice. It's very well made, this map. I love the aesthetic of it. I love how it looks. But I think there's too much clutter and there's too much going on this side of the map. The B side, though, looks really interesting. And I do like middle, but I would like to see maybe I just have a box or just have something that someone can use as cover, especially when it comes to flashes and smokes and all that kind of stuff. But overall, guys, I gotta say I'm a fan of this map. I do like it. I think I would give this a solid 8 out of 10. And with some tweaks, I could see it being a 9. Really. I'm very, very surprised. I came into this with no expectations, and I leave happy with this map. I think this map is pretty damn good. What do you guys think? Comment below, let me know your thoughts, and I'll catch you in the next video, guys. Peace.